the secret flow where God actually shows us every Sunday certain secrets of good success. And remember, our focus is to have the success that doesn't hurt other people, the kind of achievement that doesn't separate us from God, and the kind of growth, improvement, or success, so to say, that doesn't alter our lives. We are happy, other people are happy, and God just marks us approved. So today we're looking at a wonderful topic called the speed of trust. The speed of trust. Um, I don't know if you've ever wondered why some people just seem to have the secret code to success. That's everywhere they turn, they seem to just have it. I mean, have the success. They start a business, everybody wants to go there to buy. They start ministry, people want to go to that church, or they start a job and then they just start getting promotions. Now, before we continue today, let's imagine this scenario. Imagine this: someone has a problem, you have the solution, they have the money to pay, but they still don't want to buy from you. How many people have asked that question before? Why is it that someone has a problem? He obviously has a problem. He has the money, he has the time, he can do anything that is required to get the solution. But he looks at the person who has the solution. Okay. Okay. Yeah, sorry, Telegram. You should be able to hear me now. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me now. Thank you. So I was actually trying to portray, sorry, this is for those on Telegram so that they can hear me. So I was saying something like, have you ever imagined a scenario where, okay, good. So have you ever imagined a scenario where someone has a problem? They can find the person who has the solution, and they have the money to pay for that solution, but it's still decided not to go with the person who has the solution. In fact, they went with someone else who doesn't have the kind of solution that, person A has. They went with person B. There is just one word that separates that person that they went with from that person they didn't go with. This is something I've always thought about in life, but recently I just had the one word that can be used to explain the real reason why people don't buy, why people don't go to certain churches, why people don't want to relate with certain people, why people don't want to marry certain people. The one word is the word trust. Trust. Trust is the reason why someone has a solution and they just don't want your solution, even when you're offering it for free. Now, let's paint the scenario. And this scenario was painted by one of my mentors. And he said, let's say you're sitting in a certain place, a public place, a playground or something like that. And somebody comes and says, you know what? I can show you how to make 1 million. All you need to do is pay me $100 and I will show you how to make $100 million. How many of us will give him that $100? What comes to your mind first? You're like, oh, scammer. You check yourself again. Did this guy think he actually used some juju or some form of, manipulation on me? That he thinks I will just part with my $100 because he promises to give me $100 million. You look at the way he looks, you look at so many things about him, and you're like, no. But the question is this: what if that guy was just saying the truth? What if he was disguised and he actually has several millions of dollars and can make you rich with you just giving him $100? But because of the way he looks, the way he talks, you just can't prove it. So you don't trust him. You can see the word is the word trust. That is the secret. Let's say this same person, or let's say someone else came around, someone let's say Elon Musk, which I think is still the richest person in the world, or maybe he has changed, I don't know. So he has that money, he has access to all those things. If he were to be the one to appear before you, you just stumbled on him in a playground. He said the same words that the other guy said, and he says, you know what? Just give me $100. I will make you $100 million. How many people think that the situation will change? Many more people, I don't know about you, but I will be glad to part with my $100 to make $100 million. Even if I lose it, I know it's a good bet. So in life, if you look at different areas of life, you will realize that trust is the reason why some people want to part with their money, you know, for you. They want to give you their money or listen to you or just do what you say. And trust is the reason why they don't want to do what you have said or they don't want to part with their monies. If they don't feel like they trust you. Now, they may trust you in other areas of life. They may just not trust you in that area. So let's paint another scenario. Let's say that stranger that met you in a playground just came around and said, don't move, don't move. There's a scorpion on your body. I want to remove it. How many people will trust him instantly? Almost all of us. You have never met this guy and he's saying he wants to remove something dangerous from your body. You will almost immediately trust him. In fact, you are going to think about trust later on. Let him remove it first, and then I will talk about something else later. You see, trust is the reason behind everything. That's the reason why somebody went to the bank and he doesn't get the loan, and somebody else went there to ask for hundreds of thousands above what the other person asked for, and he got the same loan. See, this is the reason why you went for a job and they feel like you are not qualified enough because they can't trust you yet. I'm talking about normal situation now. And then someone else shows up and they're like, oh, yes, you are the one we want, because they feel like they can trust you. And the truth is this: most times it's not because they know they can trust you. They just feel like like you can be trusted. So if there's anything you and I want to work on in life, it's our trustworthiness. And you may also look at the previous episode we had on this topic, trustworthiness, the law of trustworthiness. So, trust is that line, trust is that defining word that can change everything, that can change a stranger to become a buddy, to become a friend, to become, a girlfriend and a wife, or boyfriend and husband. Trust. The first moment you're meeting that guy is like, who is this guy? Well, maybe it feels like you are someone he can go out with, someone he can talk to, but they probably don't feel like they are someone you can marry. Of course, there are instances where they just feel like, yes, I can marry you. But they're like, okay, let's watch you. What do you think they are doing while you're dating? You are checking his level of trustworthiness. Can I trust this guy with my life? For example, in marriage, you're going to be staying with this guy for the rest of your life, or this woman for the rest of your life. You're going to be talking to them. You're going to be thinking with them. You're going to be doing everything with them. Challenges of life, you're going to go through it together. So you are checking, whether consciously or unconsciously. You are like, does he look like the guy I can trust? It's not so much about love as so much about trust. Trust is about everything. So, how does this apply to me? That will be the question you are asking right now. What difference does this make in my life or in my family? Why should I even listen to the topic on trust? Well, let's start with business. Well, business is what I do well, so let's start with business. You see, sometimes ago when I started freelancing online, I noticed that when people see that, oh, this is a Nigerian, they may just leave. Of course, if they are not leaving, I will be getting a lot of clients at that time. But I wasn't getting a lot of clients. So I will push and chase and push and chase and try to apply, and then they will say no. They will always say no. And then I did a project, very cheap amount of money. I did it for someone. And then the guy liked it, so ridiculously cheap amount. And the purpose of that payment was not because I felt that was how much you should pay, but I felt like if I can use this to gain trust on this platform, many more people are going to trust me. Of course, I didn't think it like that at that time, but that was the principle behind it. So I did that job for that guy. He paid me for it. And then he left a good review, more like testimonial. He left it on the job. And now that automatically moves me from strangers to many people to someone who may be trusted, because someone already took their time to say that, wow, he did a good job, or maybe went beyond what we were thinking. This was much more beautiful than what we were thinking for that ridiculously cheap price. So then other people began to come. Of course, God was behind it, but other people began to come. So talking about this naturally now. So they saw first review, second review, third review. Oh, everybody said, wow, fantastic. It did beyond what I was thinking. Wow, this is so much more beautiful. And then they even left tip for me. And then others began to see it. And then they feel like, oh, this looks like someone we can trust, because other people took their time to cast their trustworthiness on me, to say something good about me. And then it began to grow and grow and grow to the extent that, people just come around, they check for a few minutes, and then they are ready to pay. And I've also seen this in another way. So when I began to do business directly, not just freelancing, I will see some other business owners that I worked with before, they will refer others to me. And then the conversation is always short, maybe 1 hour meeting or 35 minutes meeting or 45 minutes meeting. And then they are ready to pay. Why? Because someone said, this is the guy that did my job. They saw what I did. And then they probably told them the amount. So when they come to me, they already know the amount. They are sold. That's the word we use in business. They know the amount they are going to pay. They know that I will do a good job because they've seen what I did. Somebody said I did it. Someone they trusted or they still trust said he did this work for me. So when they're coming to me, they are more like, okay, can you do the same thing for the same amount? And yes, okay, let's sign a deal. And they are ready to pay. Do you know why that happens? Because now they can trust me even when they've never worked with me. This works in business. Your job as a business owner is to make yourself trustworthy, to make yourself more trustworthy to people. Now, most times we think about branding, think about advertising and all that. But if you don't understand that the secret recipe for people buying from you is trust, you may just misplace your priorities. You're going to be paying much money in adverts without knowing what the advert is supposed to do. The advert is supposed to make you sing and make you feel trustworthy enough. That is your job. So whatever you sell, whatever you do in business, your job is to make sure people can trust you. So there's something they do over here. There's a big mall, and when you go in there, you will see all the new, like new food, beverages that they are trying to introduce. You will see different stands in the store. And what those stands are for is for people to taste. See, there's a difference between when somebody tries to explain a perfume to you and when you actually use it and perceive it. It's just different. Or when somebody is telling you about the food, oh, the food is sweet, but you want to know, is it spicy? What kind of spice did they use? What kind of ingredients did they use? How does it taste? Will it make me want to puke? There's so many things your brain is thinking about that you don't even know about. But when you taste it, it just makes all the difference. Just like the adage, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. Just taste it. All those grammar that people are speaking about, just make them taste and see that the Lord is good. And the conversation will change. Once they taste it, they are sold. They are like, okay, can I afford this? They see the price, then they will want to buy. That's business. And even if you are providing services, you are not selling products. The same thing. Show people what your service is going to feel like. Provide what we call value demonstration. Demonstrate the value you're going to provide. And it makes it so easy for people to buy from you. Have you ever gone online before and you went to a website and they give you a free PDF explaining certain things? They provide so much value that you might even be willing to pay for it. But they are giving you free. And then you feel, there's what we call the law of influence. There's a law of reciprocity. So you feel like you want to reciprocate. So someone already gave you something free. You feel like you're indebted to them because they already made you gain, they just want you to trust them. That's the purpose of what they're doing free. Yes, are they losing money by giving free food, free perfume for you to test? They are losing it because they spend money on that thing. But they know that the moment you like it, you're going to come back over and over again. That's what we call lifetime value of a client in business. How much money are they going to spend with you in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year? That is your goal, not the immediate amount. So that's business. So let's talk about relationships, for example. I mentioned it briefly before. So for relationships, You want to talk about trust. If you are meeting someone, you want to be able to show them who you are. And that's why being who you are, your authentic self, really matters. And in business also, there's a law, a framework I use in business. It's called authentic instant connection. You want people to feel like you really connect with them, that you understand them, that you know the challenges they are going through, that you know the problem that they're actually looking for solution for, that you know it. You want to show it. The same thing in relationships. This person, who is he? Who am I? And in relationship is different. Marriage, friendship, business, career, relationships are a little different. So you want to show this person who you are, so they can decide whether they want to trust you with their lives or their business or their money or their friendships or their time. You want to see if they can trust you with that. And that's why you need to be authentically you. Who are you? Show who you are. If they want it, fine. If they don't want it, bye bye, because there's only one you in the world. So it's so important that you understand that in relationships, and then of course it's in two ways. So if you want people to trust you, you have to be able to understand what they want. If you can provide it, then of course provide it. If you look at someone and you feel like, yes, I can trust this person with my life, with my time, with my children, the school you sending your children to, these are all important. Relationships, it's all built on trust, whether you're aware of it or not. The reason why somebody doesn't want to be your friend is most likely because they don't trust you. Not just because they don't trust you with their money. No, it's not just about money. They don't trust you with their time. They feel like, yes, I'd rather do something else with my time than spend time with you. And that's why they don't want to be friends with you. Or they don't like your face. Well, sorry for them if they don't like your face. But it's their choice, right? So relationship is all about trust also. And then let's talk about career. That's why a boss just prefers one person to the other. You see, a boss is saying, you know what, when it comes to this aspect of the business, let's whatever the name, let Andrew be the one who handles it. They are only saying I can only trust Andrew with that side of the business. But when it comes to something else, let's put Rachel in this place because I can only trust Rachel in this place. So this trust doesn't have anything. It's not always about, oh, will they embezzle money? Will they steal money? No. It's just saying I can trust that he's going to deliver and get me the kind of result I want in this area. So I trust him in this area. So when somebody says, I don't trust you, well, it doesn't mean they don't trust you at all. If you look at the scenario we painted before, for example, the scenario of the the person who wants to remove like a scorpion from your body. You don't know him, you've never met him. In fact, his face looks scary. But you can see the scorpion and he's saying, just stay still, I'm going to remove it. You will trust them immediately. So it's not like you can't trust someone with every aspect of life. You just don't trust them with certain things. So the same person who removes scorpion from your body, if he says, can you lend me 100,000 naira or $100,000, will you lend them? They just did something good for you. Most likely, no. You can only trust them to remove pain from you. You can't trust them to bring gain to you. Let's say they are saying something like, give me $100, I'm going to give you $1,000 in return. You're like, yeah, I appreciate the fact that you remove the scorpion or you kill the snake for me, but sorry, I can't, that aspect, I can't trust you. I can only trust you to remove pain. I can't trust you to bring gain. And that's why you have different classes of, oh, I'm talking about business now. So different classes of people in business. They are pain driven, they are gain driven. Some people, you should understand who your target audience is, who your buyers are. Are they trying to take pain away from their lives or they are trying to gain something? So, for example, if somebody provides weight loss services, they are trying to remove something from their lives. But of course, they're trying to gain something at the same time, maybe gain self esteem back and all that. But this time, they are removing something. That's why we call it weight loss. They want to lose the weight. Well, the same time, some people want to gain their weight. Did you know that? Some people are just like, you know what? I'm too skinny. I want to gain some weight. So, or I want to make some money. That's gain driven. They want to get some gain. So, the same thing also in the relationships you are in life, you need to know who people are. And this really bothers many of us, especially if you begin to have some form of success in your life, especially financially, especially when when the country is hard in quotes. So many people are going to be pain driven around you or gain driven. Some people, they just want you to help them remove the pain in their lives. And then you're angry. Why is it that when it has problem, that's when it comes to me? Well, you should be grateful, but you should also be conscious of who they are in your lives. They are only there for you to help them remove their pain. But some people are going to be bringing gain to your life. They are there whether there's pain or there's gain. They are just there. And looking at yourself also, there are going to be people in your life that all they need to do for you is to help you remove pain in your life. You can't trust them to bring gain to you. You need to classify people into these two segments. Some people are just in your life to help you remove the pain in your life. Your shoe mender, the one who fixes your shoe when it's broke, when it's needs some repair, or fixes your roof when it leaks, or fixes your TV when it just stops working, or your phone when it stops working. They are just pain removing people. They remove pain from your life. Don't confuse them with people who bring gain. But let's say you have an investment broker, somebody who helps you to invest money. It's a different thing. This person is helping you bring gain to your life. Treat both of them differently. They are not the same. So also understand that you are going to be like that to many people. Some people, you're going to help them remove pain from their lives. Some people, you're going to help them bring gain to their lives. Even as you go out to evangelize, I want to believe many people who are here are born again. So even as you go out to evangelize, you need to understand who people are. Some people, there's pain in their lives. Some people, they just need to gain. Some people, they are stuck on the same job. Of course, it's bringing pain, but their goal is, oh God, I want to have promotion. Or someone who is of marriageable age, I want to get married. It's not like, it's not like they're married or they want to leave marriage. No, they want to gain something. Or in career, I want to get a job. I want to get promotion. So as you minister to people, you need to understand what is driving this person. What do they want? And you can use the word of God to address that. And even as we wrap up today, just understand that God himself understands this principle of the speed of trust. If God sent an angel to come to the world to preach the gospel, most people are just going to die because of fear. See, forget all these pictures of baby angels with wings. If you see an angel, you will run. And that's why, when God wants to make them manifest to us, they just manifest as human beings. If you read the Bible, you see that Angel Gabriel showed up to Mary, to Joseph, all these people. They showed up as men, as real people. Maybe they are just brightened, but they show us as people. And even at that point, they were still scared. They were still afraid. But if you want to see a real angel, a real cherubim, a real, angel, they probably have many eyes. They are scary. If God sent them to come and preach the gospel, people will say, just kill me. Just kill me. It's okay. It's okay. The torment I'm going through for seeing your face like this is enough. I don't want to see this again. Let me quickly go to heaven. Abi, we'll find out whatever is happening. And that's why God, when he was going to save us, he sent Jesus in our own image, in our own likeness, everything just like us, so that we can trust in that person, so that we can understand who he is. And when God was making us, he also made us in his own image. And he sent someone like that to come and rescue us from sin. So God understands this principle of trust. He wants us to be able to trust him through an image. That's why the Bible talks about Jesus as the image, the perfect image of the invisible God, the visible image of God. And that's why God is Jesus, Jesus is God. He came so that we can trust him. So this is a very important principle. Ask yourself the question today. Why does I'm selling the same product, I'm providing the same service, I'm talking to the same set of people, but they just seem to discard me and go to other people? Why? They just don't trust you. But of course, that's not the end of the world. The question is, what can I do to make sure they trust me more? Number one, the rule of trust is that number one, you have to be seen. If people cannot see you, they can't trust you. It doesn't matter what area of life you're looking at, in business, in career, in relationships. If people cannot see you, they can't hire you. If people cannot see you, they can marry you. If people cannot see you, they can do business with you. You need to be visible. You need to be seen. That's the number one rule. Then number two, people need to be able to feel like you look like what they have been praying for, or what they are looking for, or what they want in life. It applies to everything. If your business looks like, if your business scares people away, you said you have the product, the best product in the world, but it looks like the worst product in the world. It doesn't matter how much it works. Nobody want to buy it. Yes, they know it works, or maybe they tested it for the first time and they run away. So let's look at all the like native doctors, the juju doctors. Yeah, people are in trouble. They can't do anything. Like they don't know, of course, they don't know Jesus. But because of the pressure of the trouble, they stoop low to go and meet those people. But once they get their solution, what do? They disappear because they don't want to be around those kind of people. And that's why we have the advantage as Christians. When people come to church, our churches nowadays are sweet, they are looking beautiful, the sound is amazing. That's why it draws all manner of people. You need to look like what people want. Your business needs to look like what people want. Your product needs to look like what people want. If you're selling $1 million product, it needs to look like $1 million product. It needs to make them feel like it's $1 million product. Yes, it's good. All the drugs you use, why do they sugar, penicillin, or what's it called again? I don't know if those things still exist. So there are some drugs that they put them in is it sachets now? No, in capsules. They are probably bitter inside. I mean, they taste horrible inside, but they're in powder form. So they put them in capsules, and when you use the capsule, you almost don't taste anything. Do you know why they are doing that? They want to make it appealing for people to use. The same thing in your business. Make sure it looks, appealing to people. The same thing in your Christian life. Make sure it looks appealing to people. The Jesus you are preaching to people, has it touched your heart? Do you bear the fruit of the Spirit? So that people can say, yes, I'm going to follow this person to serve God. The prophecy of the end of the world that says 10 men out of every nation will hold the sleeve of one who is a believer and follow them to serve God. It's not going to come to pass if they look at you and they feel like, no, okay, you know what? I think I'm better off than you. And I'm not talking about material possessions now and all that. Let them see your character. See, they can have more money than you. They can have everything else. But let them see your character, your outlook, the way you carry yourself, the way you talk, the way you relate to people. Let them see Jesus in you. Your business also, let it reflect the Jesus you are actually representing. Your career at your workplace. Don't be the person that your boss complains about all the time. Make yourself the person that they have reasons to not want to let go. They are downsizing, they are chasing everybody, and yet you are getting promotion because you are the one who brings the solution. They're going to trust you so much that they're going to beg you to stay while they are chasing on other people. I've been in situations before that I was happy some people actually left my business or left whatever I was doing. But in some cases, I'm thanking God that some people just came to my business or came to my life or came to my environment. The same thing in every area of life. So as we wrap up today, just know that trust is the defining word that changes whether you succeed or not, whether people are going to pay attention to you or not. When you go out in the morning, do I look trustworthy? Your words, you have to refine them. Because if you know everything in the world and you don't know how to communicate it, well, people are going to trust someone with that sweet mouth who cannot do the job. So work on your communication. Communicate trust. And communication is more than your words, your outlook, the way you actually, it's called messaging in business. Your messaging, everything you do in business is speaking a language. The shop, your business, your packaging, everything is communicating whatever you mean or don't mean. Whatever it looks like, in fact, you have to ask other people, what does this look like? Even when you feel it's good, they can tell you, it looks like a $50 product. And you're like, what? This is a $20 product. You said, well, it looks like 20 naira. I pray that even as we live today, God will empower us to be able to do whatever it takes for us to look more trustworthy. Not only look more trustworthy, become more trustworthy. That people can trust us with their time, with their resources. And then the prophecy of Isaiah 60 that says that God is going to bring all the resources to us, it will come to pass in Jesus' name. You are next in line to testify. I'm next in line to testify. Well, I'll be expecting your testimonies. See you next week. Remain ever blessed. In Jesus' name. Amen. Bye. Bye, everyone.